Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. This is Maurice Delk. I mean, I ain't have to say who I am. Y'all know who I am. But I got a very, very, very special guest. This is my brother from another mother, man.
What's going on?
What's going on, brother?
Yes.
And I love him to death, man. You know what I'm saying? I was in his wedding last year, man. And yes, he's part of the left. You know what I'm saying? He's part of the left. You know what I'm saying? But we agree to disagree. That's what I call this. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a 30-minute right here with me and him. You know, you got to go ahead and watch this fight later on. You dig? And
yeah, big fight.
So we agreed to disagree. I just want to ask you some questions, my brother, man. And one thing I know about you, man, I love about you, man. You always respected my opinion, and I always respect your opinion, man. You know, and he's one of the coolest dudes I know on this earth, man. You know what I'm saying? He don't get all like, I'm a liberal. I'm finna go in and you know. F Trump and all this. He don't, man. He ain't no hateful dude at all, man. I wouldn't even have him in my house if he was a hateful dude. He wouldn't even be over here, man. But Michael is a good dude. Mike over, man, is a good dude, man. So let's give it up, man. Let's give some thumbs up and some hearts for my brother Mike O, man.
What's going on,
you know what
everybody?
I'm saying? All right.
I love this man too, by the way.
All right, man. Tell me a little bit about yourself, man.
My name is Mike. I'm a teacher, second grade teacher.
Yeah.
Worked with this gentleman for what, 6 years?
6 years.
6 years. We had a lot of beautiful conversations and agreeing to disagree. That was like our MO right there.
Yep.
Because we didn't always agree.
Yep.
But we loved each other.
Yeah.
And so we had respect. And it was a beautiful thing.
Respect.
God bless.
All right.
And then you just took off with Trump.
Yeah.
You blossomed.
Yeah.
Like a flower. You found your passion. So and I had to respect that.
Yeah.
I had to respect that.
And you know, this ain't been nothing new, man. You know, I always have a passion about God, and
for sure.
we talk. This is like a lot of Christian principles, you know what I'm saying, that I'm with over here, you know. But I want to ask you some questions, my brother. I want to ask you some questions that, listen, he didn't even answer these questions. This is something that I never even asked him before. So I want y'all to hear this.
This is new stuff, because I don't work with them anymore. Yeah, so these are new questions. They're current topics. Yes.
So I'm going to say, actually, I'll get off on this one. So what do you think about gender on birth certificates? About us, they putting boy and girl. You know what I'm saying? Coming from the left right here.
Okay, so the issue is the left is saying they don't want gender on birth certificates anymore.
Yeah, we shouldn't force gender on our kids.
I mean, I feel like that seems a little ridiculous. Okay. Because I feel like for the vast majority of the population, most people are not going to have issues with their gender. So I feel like it would be reasonable to have boy or girl on their birth certificate. Right. And then if an issue does come up, which I feel like is viable as well, then you can deal with that issue then. Yeah. You know, let them get old enough to make that decision. Right. You don't tell a boy. It's just like telling a boy, like a kid, like you should go ahead and be this. You don't let them make their own decisions. Right. It's called free will. Right. You know, that's their own decisions that they make. You know, and I support that.
You know, I talked to a lot of left, and they said it's wrong to put gender on the kids. You should just leave an X on it. And I mean, I've seen that.
So then, how would that work? So then, like, what age does the child have to get to before their gender is then determined, or like the gender should never be on?
Yeah, they should not be on there. You know, they trying to like.
It seems like a strange argument to have.
Right.
It seems like a pointless battle.
Right. When I get on people about this, they call me a homophobic and a genderphobic because I disagree with that. I said, no, let them make their decision. You know, when they get older, if you want to cut your penis off, that's your decision.
I agree.
When you get older,
I feel like that is like a viable that for some people, like I think it's like something that we can't understand. Just like we could not understand what it's like to be gay. Like it seems strange in our brains. Yes. But for them, it's normal, and we can't judge another person's normal if they're not hurting anybody with it. Yeah. We can't judge another person's normal. So like I feel like if people don't feel comfortable in their own bodies and they feel like they're the opposite sex, amen, they should be allowed to pursue that. Amen. Yeah. Anyways,
I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate your honesty, man. There you go. And another question, man. What do you feel about the 8-year-old drag queen? I showed you a little video.
You did? Yes.
I showed you a little video about an 8-year-old drag queen. They got him as a drag queen. And what's your opinion on that? What's your take on that one?
All right. So yeah.
Okay. All right. The Russians did this to us. I'm blaming it on the Russians. All right.
So we were talking about the video of the 8-year-old transgender.
Yeah.
The 8-year-old
drag queen.
Yeah. So my take on that, number one, like I feel like if I had a child and wanted to do something like that, I feel like I would be okay with it. Okay. But number one, I feel like an 8-year-old. I work with 8-year-olds. I teach second grade, so it's 7 and 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
And they make some immature decisions. So it's like you can't like hold them. I guess you can't take it 100% seriously.
Yeah.
But I will say the video that you showed me, where it was like full on drag queen style.
Yeah.
I feel like partially that's like the parents pushing them a little bit.
Yeah.
And that could go either way. You know, I don't know. I didn't have like a strong negative reaction to it.
Right.
And I actually watch RuPaul's drag show, like, or drag race all the time.
Okay.
And I've come to really respect the art of being a drag queen.
All right.
So I don't know that I had a hard time taking it seriously, but I don't feel like anyone was being hurt with it. That's like my bottom line.
Okay.
If no one's being hurt, that's kind of how I feel like it's okay.
Okay.
People aren't being hurt.
So you had no problem with that. You know,
I thought it was amusing.
You thought it was amusing.
I thought it was amusing.
See, we agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? Me, I think it's child abuse. Okay. You know, and
how come?
You know, it's like he has no. The guy. It's like telling a 5-year-old.
Right.
A 5-year-old almost have a mind of an 8-year-old. Okay. You know what I'm saying? They mind have not developed yet. You know? Sure. I mean, do you remember when you was 8-year-old and then your mind changed? Because sometimes when we're younger,
dude, I remember when I was 21 and I still felt like a kid.
Yeah, we said when I was like 8 years old, I said I'm gonna be a police officer when I grew up. But my mind changed and I didn't say I do that. Exactly. Your mind is not set in your ways yet.
So why is it a problem to let them explore that when they're 8, and then when they're 10 and they change, then you let them explore?
Because it confuses their their identity.
Were you confused when you were thinking about being a police officer?
Yes, I was very confused. I was very confused. Okay. You know.
Okay.
But you can't, you know. But that's your opinion, though. You know what I'm saying? We agreed to disagree. We agreed to disagree.
There we go.
Man. You know. You got people like, oh man, what the hell you think? I said, no, that's the way you think. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you still a good dude, man.
There you
know. And I actually another question. How you feel about the rioters, the protester out there snatching "Make America Great Again" hats off of patriots? You know, you just going around putting urine inside balloons and throwing it. You know, saying that Trump supporters.
I think that's horrible.
Okay.
I think that's horrible. I don't think anyone should do that to anybody.
Amen. Yes. You know, so not all of the left is bad. You know what I'm saying? You know, he got a good heart. He got good intentions. You know, and
I mean I feel like my main thing is people have to respect each other.
Yes.
And respect that people are going to have wildly differing viewpoints.
Yes.
And you got to respect it because we all ultimately have to share the same earth, share the same resources. Mm-hmm. We got to get along some way. So you got to be respectful.
Amen.
So if you're throwing urine on someone, you can be angry, but you don't have to do that.
Okay.
I've been angry with people and I didn't hit them or throw urine on them. I don't know.
How you feel about when Trump supporters, we have in our rally, and then what about people coming out protesting, invading our rally, protesting?
Like invading it, like
you're coming down there,
or just protest,
just protesting like we hate you, and
I mean that's free speech.
Free speech, you know.
Yeah.
But you can protest, man, but protest with hateful words to us.
I mean, I don't even know because I feel like Trump supporters are just saying we're out here to support Trump, and then the protesters come and say, "Fuck you guys."
Yeah. Fuck you guys and Trump, you know, because like for instance, when I was down in Chicago, we all the Trump supporters said we're going to meet at Trump Plaza and support our president. It's called the March for Trump rally, and we all came there and we held our signs up and we had a great thing. We were praying, you know, what I'm saying, our Christian people and the Antifas, the anti-fascists came there and invaded, just talking crazy, getting in our face, saying we hate you, throwing up middle fingers, and Trump's a sexist and a racist, calling me a paid. Not, so I'm getting paid to work for white supremacy.
Okay. So, how I feel about that? Is number one, I do believe it's their right to have free speech.
Okay.
But number two, and this is the stronger feeling I have.
Okay.
Is no good is going to come from that.
Okay.
No good is like you guys are doing what you're doing,
right?
But there's no good that's going to come from that action, other than they're trying to communicate this message that like you guys are like a minority. There's more of us than there are of you.
Yes.
But there's no conversation.
Right. No
conversation. It's like divisive and it's like creating conflict.
Yes.
I don't know. I just feel like there's no benefit to it. So,
respect, my brother. Right. See, that's what's called agreeing to disagreeing. You know what I'm saying? We have to stop arguing and move on.
Right.
That's what it is. Stop arguing and move on.
And ultimately, hopefully, like come to like some kind of respectful understanding. Or
yes.
Not even an agreement, but a respectful understanding.
Understanding.
Because could you imagine like when you started like really getting into Trump and we had this friendship for a while?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I was like, forget you, Maurice. Like I can't talk to you anymore.
Mm.
That's crazy. And I will say, my mom, she like doesn't. She's just she's a very conservative, older white woman.
Okay.
And I know that she and I don't see eye to eye about politics.
Right.
Like we see eye to eye in some respects. Like she thinks that like she can't really trust any of them.
Yes.
But where she leans, like she watches Fox News all day long, every single day. So we have, there you go. So we have little.
Okay, here we go. All right. The video is back. All right, what were you saying, bro?
All right, what I was saying was, I was first talking about how it would have been a sad thing if when you first became like a real big Trump supporter, if we just threw our friendship away, that would have been horrible. Yes. And I was equating that to my relationship with my mom, who's very, very conservative. And even though she doesn't really like to align herself with either political party, she definitely does align herself with Republicans. Like I said, she's on Fox News all day long, like first thing in the morning. And it's like, how would I not love my mom? Right. Even though she doesn't believe the same things I do.
Yes.
She loved me my whole life. She's still a sweet, caring, generous person.
Yes.
So I gotta still love her even though we don't agree about everything. And that's how I feel like people have to be. And I feel like the only people that you can't get along with are people that are like genuinely violent. Like I understand having beef with them. If someone's trying to attack me, I would defend myself.
Yes. But
I'm not trying to bring violence into anyone's lives. And I feel like when you have like hatred towards someone or you have like disrespect towards their views, that's a violence in some way, you know? I don't know if that made any sense.
That made a whole lot of sense, you know? It's like, you know,
like just like your words can be violent. Yeah. Words can be violent.
Life and death is a power of a tongue, you know? It's real, man. I always say like this here: the good outweighs the bad. For sure. You know what I'm saying? And you one of the nicest dudes I ever met on this earth. Man.
There you go. You
know what I'm saying? I appreciate it, man. And I said, there's no definitely we'd be damned if we let this our political views divide us. Right. You know,
because ultimately we still got to share the same planet. We can't all just be like in tiny little pockets.
Yeah. You know, when we debated at work. We laugh, we crack up laughing.
We would wind up hugging.
Like, dude.
We would wind up hugging.
You for real? Generally. Yeah, we sit up there and laugh, y'all, when we debate with each other. We don't sit there and get heated like blood pressure. We actually laugh like, because I know what type of person he is. He know what type of person I am.
And another, I feel like, key point is it's nearly impossible to change someone else's viewpoint.
Yes.
It's almost impossible. The only way that can happen is if that individual's experiences change their heart.
Amen.
But it's very rare that someone's words, especially if they're trying desperately to convince you of something, it almost never works. So it's wasted energy.
Yes. Yeah. Wasted energy.
Wasted energy.
You could have put that energy on something else positive. You could have put on something negative and argue. Arguing with people is negative. Yeah. Because you will not change the mind. It's like a Christian arguing with an atheist. Right. You might as well forget it. Right. You might as well forget it. A Christian arguing with a Muslim arguing with an atheist. You might as well forget it.
And the other thing is, when you're in an argument, very rarely are either person listening to the other one. They're only thinking about what they want to say. Yeah. So that's not a conversation anymore.
Right.
It's two people talking.
You're thinking like, I'm going to say this. Okay, we hurry up and get done with this because I got to say this. Yeah. And then you hurry up and say it. And then when you say it, they've been building in and you're going to launch up and blast you. Like, yeah, here we go.
And then there's no exchange of ideas because you guys are both just thinking about what you want to say. Yes. You're not actually listening. So you're not communicating at all. Yes. You're just talking. Anyways, I'm hanging out with this cat right now. It's
all right.
Good times.
Okay, another one, man. This is a touchy subject right here. Yes. Black Lives Matter and All Lives Matter. Okay. All right.
So I do believe all lives matter.
All right.
And I feel like I also believe in the Black Lives Matter movement. And the reason I do, because I know you don't agree, correct?
Of course.
Okay. So the reason I do believe in the idea of the Black Lives Matter movement is because I feel like historically, Black lives have not mattered equally in our country, like since its inception, but even since like the civil rights era, it has not been equal since then. Okay. So I feel like if you have like an oppressed people And I do believe that black people have been oppressed, you know, in certain like systematic ways.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you've got a population that's been oppressed, you need to take certain like more extreme measures to get them to like a level playing field.
Okay.
I don't know. No, I feel like I don't think that black people have been treated equally, and I don't think they are today still. So I feel like it makes sense that there's a movement to like try and negate that inequality, you know? Okay. But at the same time, you asked about all lives matter, and ultimately that's what I believe. All lives matter.
All lives matter, you know. My problem is with the Black Lives Matter is using racism as a crutch, using oppression as a crutch to go ahead and riot and burn up your community, burn up your gas stations and stuff.
But why do they do that?
You know,
where does that anger come from?
It's a lot of ignorant ones that are down in the hood that do it and burn up the beauty supply stores. Okay. It's a lot of ignorant out there. I deal with a lot of ignorant. Living in this neighborhood, I deal with a bunch of ignorant Negroes out here. Right. You know, I deal with a lot of them out here that's just very ignorant, man, and you know, making excuses. The white man have oppressed us. That's why I sell dope. The white man did this to me. That's why I'm angry, you know, and don't ever trust them blue-eyed devils. And you get to a point, they come with hate speeches too, you know, and I disagree. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, it could have been, Black Lives Matter could have came with a different format, you know what I'm saying? But they took it and used it in the wrong way. A lot of them, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the rioters, the ones that I dealt with at the protesters, you know, and yeah, all lives matter. I'm tired of this segregation, you know what I'm saying? So all lives matter.
But what about like the Watts riots and like the riots in Detroit, and the Rodney King riots? Like, do you think that was like a similar ignorance, or do you think
it was a similar ignorance?
Because I feel like I agree that rioting, just like I'm talking about, like arguing, it doesn't really it doesn't really stand to gain anyone benefits, but I do feel like it's an expression of something. Right. So when you riot, I feel like you're rioting because you're angry, you're frustrated, and so it's an expression of that.
Yes.
I don't think it's necessarily a positive expression or it's going to get you anywhere, but it is an expression of anger and frustration, so you have to ask yourself, why does that anger and frustration exist?
But to a point, riots kill people too.
For sure. That's what I'm saying. It's not a positive
expression. It's not, you know. You know, like if you're so upset about the way, you know what I'm saying, the white people treated you, why don't you go ahead and make a difference and make your neighborhood better, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how I feel. Stop burning down your own communities, you know what I'm saying? Stop going out there littering, you know what I'm saying? And, I mean, make a neighborhood looks like this, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it got to start somewhere. Somebody got to stop making it look like a ghetto. I mean, it got to start. So I feel like it's time for me to take a stand and be the example on here, you know. For sure. Somebody got to be the living example, and a lot of these people are not being a living example. But when I do try to talk against this, I get called a Uncle Tom or a house nigga, you know what I'm saying, or a coon, you know what I'm saying. When you're a black person, think for yourself. It's like the things are getting reversed. Because back in the 1800s, when you was you know what I'm saying, when blacks a slave, and then you had people with good hearts like you go ahead and had an underground railroad and love black people, they get called a nigger lover. And like I said, what is worse than a nigger? A nigger lover. Yeah. And now I'm getting put in the category because I'm not called a white person lover, but I'm getting called an Uncle Tom or a coon or a house nigger.
Dude, yeah, I feel like that's because there's bad in all kinds of people. It
is.
It's not just bad white people or bad black people. There's bad in every kind of people. And it's not that those people are necessarily bad, but their bad is coming out.
The bad is coming out, right? Like the bad can come out of me. Right. You know what I'm saying? I have to you know what I'm saying? I have to rebuke the enemy from trying to use me. Like I rebuke you, Satan, in the name of Jesus. Get away from me. Yeah. You have no power over me. I'm not going to do that. Right. You know, we have to resist the devil and he'll flee. You know, and that's the way I look at it, man. I love your take, man. I appreciate it.
This is so happy. This is so happy.
So you see how we is when we agree to disagree. We laugh. Awesome. We laugh, man.
Because it's getting to know each other. It's good times.
All right.
God bless.
God bless. Next, how you feel about the hatred about the people burning up the American flags?
Again, I say it's free speech.
Free speech. Burn up the American flags. Yeah. No respect for the country. So if they want to sit
Here's
down,
my take. I feel like the greater question is like patriotism, right? Like you're a big patriot. Big America patriot. First.
America first.
Okay. So this is an issue for me.
Okay.
So I feel like the idea of countries is a holdover from when we were apes.
Okay.
Or even when we were just like early man living in tribes, it's like tribalism. But now we've got countries that have like 200, 300 million people or a billion people, but we still have that tribe mentality.
Yes.
And it's not good because it's divisive. And we're fighting over borders that don't really exist.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like something like, so to think that America is the best country in the world, then identify what is so great about it, and then try to help every other country achieve those ideals if they want it.
Okay.
But just to like celebrate America and say like, God bless America, like, I'm like, God bless every country. God bless all people. God bless all living beings. Like, I don't group myself just as American. Because what if you were born in Mexico? You happen to be born in America.
But get here legally.
No. But I'm legitimate question. Like, what if you were born in Canada? What if you were born in France?
Okay.
And then you would grow up thinking, God bless Canada. This is the best country.
I have no problem with other countries. I love people from other countries. I love people from Mexico. You know what I'm saying? I love people from Canada. I got a great friend down in Canada. Shout out, you know what I'm saying, to Princess J, love her to death. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I got great friend down in Africa. I got friends everywhere that I chat with. So you know, I have no problem with people. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, we have, you know what I'm saying, our jobs have been taken away. You know what I'm saying? They take our jobs away to pay illegal immigrants like $2 an hour. You know what I'm saying?
Why are you more angry with the people that gave the jobs away, or the illegal?
I'm more angry at the people that gave the jobs away.
Because that's my anger.
That's not putting America first. You know what I'm saying?
But they're putting money first, and ultimately America always puts money first.
You know what? That's what they was been doing. They was putting money first.
You think it's different now?
I personally think Trump has, you know what I'm saying, it's shaking up this country. You know what I'm saying? And he's about America first. Like when I voted for Trump, people ask me why I voted for Trump, because it's not about a Democrat or Republican, it's about for the people. We are the people of America.
Dude, do you recognize that Donald Trump is like the least representative of the people that he claims to represent? Donald Trump, a multi-millionaire that inherited that wealth, how does he represent you or I?
America first.
Okay.
He represents America first. He cares about this country. He's a billionaire. He didn't have to be he accomplished everything. He did not have to be a president. That's a risky job that he got. He cares about America.
Do you think he likes that power?
No, he doesn't like the power. You know what I'm saying? But he knows he played the chess game. You know what I'm saying? And it's not about Republicans, because the Republicans are Paul Rhino. I'm not a fan of Paul Rhino. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So the Republicans, we're not like these. We are patriots, not Republicans. You know what I'm saying? We're under Republican. You know, we registered Republican, but you know what I'm saying? We're trying to get rid of the Democrat Party, man, which I call the Democrat plantation. I think they're using blacks to oppress them, you know what I'm saying, to keep blacks in mentally slavery, to keep blacks on welfare, you know, to keep segregation. The Democrats are for that. I like what our President Trump said. He said, I'm reaching out to the African Americans. He said this, what the hell you got to lose? Your schools are no job good. You have no jobs. What do you have to lose?
So what is he even doing to help out with those situations?
True, the travel ban, and I mean,
how does that help black communities?
You know what? America first. It's not about putting America first. Cutting welfare is helping black community. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get rid of welfare, that's the number one thing.
But you can't just get rid of welfare but not enrich the community so that opportunities are there. Because people are on welfare because the opportunities are not there, right?
Right. You know. But,
I mean, some people are on welfare and they're already working like a job or two.
Yes. I agree. Help people, but you got people that misuse it, and I felt that the Democrats allowed them to misuse it.
I feel like both political parties exploit the black community. Because I feel like Republicans do that.
I agree. You know what I'm saying? But I believe Trump is just for Americans. Okay. You know what I'm saying? That's why he said my Patriots, you know? Okay, so how you feel about the which we talked about this earlier, it's probably the same topic, about the Antifas, the anti-fascists, the anarchists. How you feel about them, the communists, about trying to turn us to a communist country, about the communists with the Russian flags at the
see, and you're more up on the news than I am.
Okay, all right.
But I know about the Antifa. Is that how you say it? Antifa movement? Okay.
Antifa movement.
So it's going to be a similar answer. I feel like it's their right to free speech.
Okay.
And I almost never condone violence.
Okay.
So that's how I feel. And I feel like, dude, just protester against protester, there's no benefit to that at all.
Amen.
At all.
Amen.
So, but I mean, if it makes them feel good, they get out and do it. But when it turns into like mob violence, no one is helped. People are hurt, and I feel like it hurts, the messengers of those like ideas that they're trying to communicate.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not into violence, even though I love to fight.
Yeah, you always been a peaceful dude, man. Right. That's what I love about you, my brother, man. And man, I really appreciate you, man. I'm saying, I said it before, and I'll tell you again. You're one of the most smoothest dudes that I know on this earth, man. You know what I'm saying?
And I think you're a beautiful human being. You've come through so much. You're an awesome person and an awesome example of like where someone can come from and getting through it and like bringing goodness to the world. Mm-hmm. Like you made it happen. So I'll always respect you and love you for that.
Much love. So
even though I hate Trump.
So who did you vote for?
I voted for Hillary Clinton.
I heard he voted for Hillary Clinton. I still love him.
Yeah, I did not like Hillary Clinton.
He voted for Hillary Clinton, but I still love him. I would never hold that against him.
I wanted to vote for Bernie, but then
I can respect that.
But here's my idea. Here's like, dude, I have a problem with just politics in general because we have a country. What is it? 330 million people now. I believe it might just be 300 million.
All right.
How are you going to have 300 million people represented by one person, or even a group of one people, like a group, Democrats or Republicans? There's always going to be probably at least half of that population. So 150 million people that are going to feel like that's not my president.
Yeah.
So how do you do that? I feel like our problem is that we're still in that tribe mentality. If we were living in a small community with 50 people, and there was one person that everyone agreed that's our leader, because we respect them, like they've shown that they can be counted on, they're trustworthy, all that, and everyone like naturally makes them their leader.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Right.
We're living with 300 million people. How are you going to have a leader that represents all those people, that has all those people's best interest in mind, even when their best interests are all differing?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to me. So I feel like we're trapped in my archaic system that needs to go. Okay. I don't know how it's going to go because we're still living in the same country with this many people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right. So do you hate Donald Trump? Really? Do you really hate? Hate's a strong word.
I'm scared of him.
Do you hate him?
No. Yeah, hate is a very strong word.
Because I know you. That's why I asked him that, because I know he's not a hateful person.
No, I don't hate him, but I am.
You don't wish for him to be assassinated?
No.
You would not rejoice if he got assassinated?
No.
Look, it's coming from, I understand that because Saddam Hussein.
Yeah, we talked about
we felt bad. We felt sorry for him when they captured him. I was up there like feeling bad, like what's wrong? Why am I feeling bad?
Like thinking about this used to be someone's baby.
Yes.
Where along the lines did this go wrong? But no, Donald Trump, I don't hate him. I am scared of him, and I do feel like it's surreal that he's our president because I feel like he's a little crazy, and I don't feel like he's fit to be president. But it's all good. I just hope he doesn't start a nuclear war in his time in office. That's my biggest fear.
If Miss Clinton was in there, it would have been World War III already.
You think?
Yes.
How you know that?
You know what I'm saying? She's part of the Illuminati, the New World Order.
Okay.
It's the New World Order agenda, liberal New World Order agenda. I'll get on that later with you. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get on the New World agenda. You know what I'm saying? Because Prodigy from Mobb Deep, right?
Yeah.
Alex Jones interviewed him.
Right.
He exposed him, and he ended up dying about months ago too.
Prodigy had sickle cell, though, didn't he?
Yeah. But it was some stuff he exposed. He was talking about the Illuminati with Alex Jones.
Man, what did he die from? He probably died from sickle cell.
No, I ain't saying what he didn't die for. But sometimes I think.
But everyone talks about it. Okay.
I mean, he exposed them. Prodigy exposed them. This is a dude from the hood, ex-drug dealer, right here. You know what I'm saying? From New York, and exposed the Illuminati.
Prodigy's got some of my favorite rap verses ever.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the link to Alex Jones with Prodigy.
Okay.
With Prodigy. It's really good. It was actually a 3-year ago interview.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So,
good looking out, sir.
So how much time do we got left? It's 29 minutes. Okay, our time is up.
It's perfect.
Just 30 minutes. And
it's perfect.
Hey, man, I thank you for calling on, my brother. Love you, man.
We'll do it again.
We got to do this again, man.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I was going to do him live streaming, right? You know what I'm saying? But he wanted to come over here. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's better.
I think it's better.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a conversation.
Yeah. I'll try to make it, you know what I'm saying, more convenient for you, that you ain't have to drive all the way up here. And, you know what I'm saying? I could have done this, and it would have been a split screen. And I'm like, all right, we got Michael over here, man.
Yeah. Let us know if you like the live